Hey, 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 welcome in to another episode of JenergyVibes. We are all about activating your power within. And oh my God, are we going there today, tonight? Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. For those of you hopping on, say hello. Tell us where you're tuning in from around the globe. If you're catching the replay, please type in hashtag replay so I can be sure to circle back around and say hello to you. And I just want you to know I appreciate you being here. Thank you. We have an incredible show for you today. I have an amazing guest. Hallie Avolio is joining us tonight. And we are talking all about manifesting your fuck yes life. There you go. I said it. Okay. Loud and clear. Say it with me. We're going to manifest your fuck yes life. What does that mean? We're going to dive into that tonight. But before we do, I want to bring out my beautiful, beautiful friend, Hallie, and share all about her before I do. She is an incredible, she's known as the queen of manifestation. She is a manifestation coach. She is founder of Sassy Healthy Fit, and she is a best-selling author. And she's creator of her amazing affirmations, Sassy AF deck of cards, which I own and I love. She has them with her tonight, so we might play with those a little bit. This is going to be a fun, high vibe, special episode, purposely, intentionally planned for the magical number of today, the magical energy of 2/22/2022, which we are going to touch on. Why is that so special? It is such a magical energy, and Allie is here to talk. Hallie is here to talk. Allie, who's Allie? Hallie is here to talk all about it, and we are here to bring the magic and really, really raise the vibe and activate your power within. Hey, hey, what's going on, Jason? What's going on? Yes, Sassy AF. Hallie, get on out here, girl. Let's do this. Woo, woo!
I'm ready. You got me all pumped up. I'm like, I got my energy now. I was a little bit like, I'm tired. It's 5 o'clock here in California. Whoa, let's go.
I'm like, girls, 8 o'clock here in New York. Come on now.
I've been channeling New York vibes all day. Well, East Coast vibes, because I started my day. I was telling you, I was on with Bill Moran this morning on 95.1. If anyone's out in Rochester, maybe you heard me on the radio this morning. That was a ton of fun. Then this afternoon, I was on with Jason in Connecticut through XXO Connect. Yeah. Now here I am, rounding out my day with JenergyVibes in somewhere else in New York, near Albany. So there we go. It's perfect.
I know. And I was telling Hallie that Rochester is my hometown. I grew up in Rochester, New York. So how funny is that? Home of Kodak.
Remember Kodak? Know that. I had no idea. Like the camera, like the film?
Yes, my dad worked there. He retired from Kodak. I grew up near the Kodak smokestacks.
Oh, cool. I had no idea.
I know. Breathing in the fumes. No wonder I'm asthmatic.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. That's Hallie, awesome. Hallie. We are here to dive into some yumminess. But before we do, can we touch a little bit on, because I know you and I were both excited for this day. We're both number geeks. Totally. Numerology, angel numbers, the magic of the energy, right? Can you just touch on the magic of what's so special about 2/22/2022?
Yes. So 2 is the number of divine harmony and love and connection, especially collective energy, which I believe is so extra powerful. The fact that this very special day, which happens, it's a once in a lifetime event to have 2/22/2022. It's a mirror date, meaning that, you can read it both ways and it's going to be the same. And
yeah, that's cool, right?
Right? Super cool. Yeah. So it's like the energy that we give out is what we're reflecting back to us. And especially in this time when we are, still in the pandemic to some extent, depending on where you live, right? Or at least coming out of it. We've been in a lot of, political unrest in our country and around the world. There's been lots of stuff that's been coming up, and there's a lot of collective healing that needs to happen. So yeah, to me, that's very profound to me, that the fact that this date happens at this particular time, and I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that we needed this day of harmony and love and collective
Mm,
power and collaborative energy to just really amplify the healing
mm,
that is so, so needed. And that's really what this magic is. It's not about, I'm just manifesting more for me. It's
yeah.
how can I give love, receive love, share love, be love
Mm,
so that I can amplify that and exchange it out into the world
mm,
so that I can bring it, it's all this
yeah.
beautiful symbiotic situation. So
Yes.
that to me is like the extra magic of this day,
Yeah.
the potency of it,
I'm feeling it. My body's buzzing as I'm listening to you. Like
right?
my
And
the
I'm all
words
like,
are yeah, and the words are just like I'm embodying the words just naturally and just filling me and I'm buzzing, and it's really like that energetic exchange of healing and love. And
right?
that is just extraordinary.
Yeah. And that's why one of the things that I was recommending today was to really put some intention and attention on people that you want to send love to, whether they're
Yeah.
people that you personally know, whether they're people that you just know of, whether they're
Yeah.
dead, whether they're alive, whatever feels right to you, sending out that
Mm,
love and being in your heart space so that you can really just embody that energy,
yeah.
that love, that beautiful healing, that harmony,
Yeah.
and send that out into the world. It really makes a powerful impact energetically.
It really does because we're all energy, right? Everything is energy. And, people often wonder, like, well, what can I do? I'm just me in my little world here. Like, what can I really do to make a difference? And what you're saying right now is exactly imagine if everybody on the planet started to do this
Raises
on
your
a
vibrations big time
on a daily
on a collect,
basis.
yeah,
Yeah.
on a
It
global
would
scale.
change humanity. It would
Yeah,
lift
absolutely.
and change and heal humanity if everybody got involved and started doing this. Because if we all started coming home to ourselves and emanating and radiating that love out from within us and rippling it out energetically to the world. Imagine
Yeah,
that if every human being on this planet started doing that. Like, oh, it's just
right. And if
a
and
girl can
here's
dream.
but we don't have to dream is the thing.
I
It's
know.
like sometimes, and I know you and I are on the same page about this, but I
Yeah.
want to share this thought for the audience listening and get your thoughts on it too, Jen.
Yeah.
But
Before you do, hold that thought real quick. I
yeah,
just want to say hi to Kenny D. He's here. Thank you. You are so scrumptiously delicious. Love having you here. LinkedIn user, it's me. I'm not sure who that is. And hi from Schenectady, my neighbor. You're like, I don't know. Schenectady is like 45 minutes from me, 40 minutes. So I think it's Kea. Hope I said that right. Jennifer, hey, how are you,
hey
girl? Thanks for
Jennifer,
being here. Yeah, I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, Hallie, I hope you still have your thought. I hope I
I
didn't.
do, I
Good.
do, but here's the thought. It's I have a Lisa Golden thought. I love that.
Lisa.
222 love hashtag love 022. I love that.
Yeah.
I still need to send you that text, Lisa, because I have to tell you about my dream I had about you last night. It was wild. Uh, I've never had a dream about Lisa, but she popped in my dream last night and it was like very clear. So maybe it's a good sign.
Nice.
It was a good one. Don't you worry.
Awesome.
Here was my thought. This question comes up all the time, right? Like, what if you're having a shitty day? What if you're having a shitty week? What if you're in a really rough place in your life? How
Mhm.
can you be this energy of love? How can you be harmonious? How can you feel that joy and radiate this love that we're talking about? How is that possible? And what I want to offer to this audience is it's possible when you take just a moment, when you take a pause and you just step into gratitude. And
Yeah.
you probably knew I was going to say that because, we're on the same wavelength. But if you can just step into gratitude for even a moment, for even 60 seconds of gratitude to just be grateful that you're alive,
Yeah.
that you're here on this earth, that your heart's beating, that you can see, taste, touch,
Mhm.
smell. And then from that place of gratitude where it calms your nervous system and you took that pause and you're like, yeah, I am here. I am grateful.
Yeah.
And my heart is full. And I'm just going to sit with a little bit of love in my heart right now.
Yeah.
Even that kind of micro moment
Mm.
makes an impact. It
Oh
makes an
my God.
impact for you
Yeah.
personally, and it makes an impact that has that ripple effect out into the world. So I
Yeah.
just want to offer that because it doesn't need to be this grand gesture. It
Yeah.
really doesn't need to be a grand gesture. It can just be something so micro, even on your worst days, you can pause and take that breath and find
Yeah.
that special moment of magic.
I love that. I adore that. I love that. And I always talk about what I call power in the pause.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's so much power in the pause, in between, even like in between the micro moments, in between the big moments. Like if just taking that pause and coming home to breath and giving yourself that space, right? That space
Right.
to just be and invite whatever's meant to emerge or come forward for us,
Right.
from us is it's so powerful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So the LinkedIn user is Danielle Adams, my
I
girl.
see that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Hi,
awesome. Thanks for
Danielle.
being here. Yes, Lisa, hi. Thank you for being here. Awesome. So, are you ready to dive into you talk about all the time about manifesting and living what you call a fuck yes life.
Yeah.
And it feels really good to say that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like the F word is one of my favorite words. And it's the energy for me is really really fun and powerful. um it's all behind, it's all in the intention of how you use it, right? Like
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
And to be fair, for somebody that it doesn't resonate with, I have a
Yeah.
very dear friend that that word just doesn't resonate with her
Hmm.
for a variety of reasons. Totally cool. You
Yep.
can say, "I'm here to live my heck yes life."
Yep.
That's cool too. Or you can throw in any other word, but the
Yes.
intention behind it is how can you amplify not just like I'm here to live my yes life, but I'm here to
Yeah.
live my fuck yes life. Like
Hmm.
this is my purpose. This is why I'm here. This
Yeah.
is why I'm here. And
Yeah.
I voice journaled about this morning. So this is one of my newer practices I've been doing. Do you ever voice journal, Jen?
I have. Yes.
It's cool, right?
It's really cool. It's
It's
like you just get to riff.
totally
Yeah.
like,
It's
and I don't
different
know.
than writing.
I don't know if it's a Leo thing because you and I are both Leos, and
Yes, we
maybe
are.
we just like the sound of our own voice, which is very possible. So if you're watching and you want to
I like
comment
that
and
my
let me
hand
know,
doesn't get tired.
yeah. I'm like, is
In
this a
writing.
Leo thing that we're like, oh, I just want to hear my own voice speaking to myself? But the voice
Kenny's
journal, there's
laughing.
something that happens that's magical when you start speaking, you hear your voice, you get
Yeah.
into the energy. I mean, I
Yeah.
love the handwritten journal too. I do a lot of that.
I know
But
you
the
do.
voice journal just carries its own extra magic with it.
Yeah.
So I was voice journaling this morning and I was talking just about that, not even thinking consciously at the time that we're having this conversation tonight, even though I knew.
Right.
But I was thinking, like, what does it mean to live this like fuck yes life? And the idea behind it, and the reason that I say it is because I lived a life for so long, a life that was based on expectation, a life that was a
Mhm.
lot of the shoulds, a lot of, oh, well, Hallie's the firstborn, so she needs to be responsible for all of these parts in her life. And Hallie is a good student, so she better get good grades and work really hard while she's in school. And Hallie's very responsible. So when she graduates college, she sure as hell better have a job and then get married and have children and blah, 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 blah. And I lived my life for so long in that energy and that mental space that I felt, first of all, I couldn't keep up with myself. I never felt that I was doing enough. I never felt confident. I often felt depleted. And I wasn't aligned with what it is that I really wanted because I didn't give myself permission to even pause and have that power in the pause, like you say,
Yeah.
to say, what do I want? So the idea of this fuck yes life is like, I want to live a life where I wake up in the morning and I make decisions that, let's say 90% of the time, I make decisions, they are aligned with my intentions and what it is that I desire and how I want to show up in this world. Meaning
Yeah.
that when I think about what am I doing today? Who am I speaking with? What activities am I doing or not doing? I'm like, fuck yes, this is awesome. I'm taking a nap. Fuck yes. Or fuck yes, I'm on with JenergyVibes tonight. Fuck yes, this is good. Versus like, I don't really want to do that. Right? It doesn't
Mhm.
feel good. And that's not to say that like every moment of your life is going to feel like fuck yes. But
No.
again, 80 to 90% is
Yeah.
kind of your benchmark of where you want to be.
Yeah.
So
Kenny D's in
that's
agreement. Kenny's
right.
like, "I live my life the way I wanted. No ifs, ands, or buts about it."
Oh yeah.
He's a Gemini.
I
I
like
love
it. I
naps.
love
Jennifer
naps.
loves naps.
Cool.
And we make fuck yeah. I love
I
naps
mean,
too.
right? Well,
Naps
what
rock.
about you, Jen? Like when you feel really good about something and really aligned and empowered, right? You know that feeling. It's like
Yeah.
in your belly. You're just like, yeah. You're like, let's do
Yeah, I
this,
feel alive. Like
right?
it's an aliveness. And once you start to experience that sense, that embodying that aliveness in these moments when they hit, because they come and go.
Right. Of course.
But once you start to really embody it and experience it, then the absence of it starts to become more and more like you become more and more conscious, right? And so it's really kind of cool because it kind of like awakens you to like this possibility. And then you can start playing around, getting curious and having fun with yourself to try to figure out like what works and what doesn't, and how can I experience this aliveness more,
Right. Right.
right? And what do I need to invite in? What do I need to let go? What do I need to release? What do I need to receive? All the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So,
Yeah.
really, really cool. Great question. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. I'm glad that resonates with you.
Yeah. Good to see you, Jennifer. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, delicious, delicious, delicious. So yeah, so I really resonate with I love when you share your story. Because I resonate with a lot of it. You know, I mean, our stories are different, but like there's pieces of it that I really resonate with. And I
Yeah.
think it's really the bottom line is, and this is what I'm so passionate about, is just learn like what I call it's like the idea of living authentically visible, right? And it starts
Mhm.
with yourself. And when you're lacking that, because you know, then you're lacking the alignment like you're talking about, you know, and you're trying to live up to other people's ideas and expectations of who you should be and who you are. And I often talk about our journey here is really comes back to like it's just this journey of unlearning so that we can remember
Mhm.
who and what we really are and what we're here to do and be,
Right.
and to come home to ourself. And sometimes it's a shorter, easier journey for others. you know,
Right.
some of us it takes longer, and that's okay because that's not what it's about, right? It's not about how long or how fast we get there, because I don't know if we ever really get there, but it's really that journey of a lot of unlearning, like the conditioning and the imprints that are put on us as we grow up, and then we go out into the world and have our experiences, right?
Right.
That shape
Right.
us and change us.
Exactly. Well, and the unlearning is, it's also the journey of relearning,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, I talk about this in relation to self-love, as
Mhm.
in when we're born, we have unconditional self-love. And then at some point, whether it's at 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever
Mhm.
happens, right? Life starts to happen. We start to have that external influence,
Yeah.
and we begin to forget what that feels like to feel that unconditional self-love, that unapologetic, unconditional, authentic self-love.
Yeah.
And we forget, and we go through this experience of forgetting what that's like. And
Mhm.
then when we come to a place where we can consciously reconnect to our version of self-love, whatever that looks like for each of us, we get to go on this journey, and we get to both unlearn certain things, we get to heal, repair, we get to relearn, we get to travel a new path, we get to connect to our highest
Mhm.
self, we get to rediscover what highest consciousness looks like,
Yeah.
right? We get to
It
make
feels like.
choices
Yeah.
about what feels good to us. And it doesn't have to be spiritual. It could
Mhm.
be practical. It could be
Yeah.
professional. It can be familial. There's so many
Yeah.
ways. But this whole journey that we go through, which then once you've kind of assessed, like, yeah, I'm ready to go this path, then you're on it. You're on it for the long haul, because it's not like you said, Jen, we know, like looking at Jennifer's name here.
I know. It's
Um,
okay.
too many Jens in my life. You know, what we never really like get there. I don't even know what getting there is. I
I
think
don't
that the
know.
process
Yeah.
is being in that energy,
Yeah, and being present, like being
right?
in the now, because one of my power principles that I live by is our point of power is now. Like this
Hmm.
point right now in this moment, this is our point of power. And when we can learn to live at this point at any given moment, that's when we can really kind of really step into like everything you just described about the journey that we're talking about. Really, I was listening to you, and what I was hearing, the message I was hearing was, you know, it's really like you're describing our power, like our journey of creation.
Yeah,
Like this is what the journey of creation and recreating ourselves and creating ourselves back home, and like, you know, create like coming home to the authenticity of who we are. I mean, that's a process of creation.
yeah.
And how fun is that? Like
It's
I think
super fun.
I think we've like people forget, and this is why I think like you and I resonate so much, because I'm so all about on the healing journey and doing all this inner work and the being a powerful creator and manifesting and all the things. We so often get so locked down in the frustrations and the, you know, the impatience and all the things that go with the journey and the pain points and all that stuff. And we forget, like, we're creative beings, we're magical beings, and we're here to create and have a magical experience.
Absolutely. And sometimes we have low vibe moments. Like this past weekend for
Mhm.
me, I had some pretty low vibe energy. I had a lot of things going on my plate and I was depleted physically. I was tired.
Yeah.
And definitely my vibes were like lower than I like them to be. I like when my vibes are high. I like being, rainbows and magical unicorns and sparkles and all the things.
I know. Yeah.
When I'm not there, I'm like, oh, this sucks. But
Yep.
this is like real life. But
Hi,
I also
Val.
had to sit with it. Like I had to sit with that and allow
Yeah.
for it to be. And what I realized was I actually took a little bit of time and did some kind of extra meditation and a little bit of extra journaling.
Mhm.
And what I found was that I just needed to take the time to come back to myself. And when I did that, then I came right back into my energetic vibes that I want to be at.
Yeah.
So it's not like once you've kind of crossed this one path, you're never going to experience those low
No.
vibrational moments.
No.
But you also don't have to get so serious about it. That was my point of why I was going here. We don't
Right.
have to be so serious that we're like over analyzing it and like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Why
Ugh,
do I feel
what's
this way?
wrong with
Blah, blah,
me?
blah.
Yeah.
Just move through it and
Yeah.
then do something that feels good, whatever
Yeah.
that is. Like I took my kids yesterday to a farm that had alpacas and chickens and goats, and like that was super fun. Like I wanted to snuggle with the alpacas, and I'll tell you, that was like so fun for me and playful. I was super high vibe. Like I was
Yep.
like, yes, this is a good day.
Yeah. And that's when we are able to allow ourselves to let go a little bit
Yeah,
and just be in this moment and notice and take and create the magic that
exactly.
we're all capable of creating.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about manifesting our fuck yes life.
Let's do it.
I want to say hi to Val. Val is here. Love
Hi,
you, love
Val.
you, love you. You're such a sweetheart. I love her. Oh my gosh. It's all heart. She's a
Oh,
heart.
oh my
I think
gosh.
I
Yeah.
called you a heartsmith. She's a heartsmith,
Yeah.
wordsmith,
Oh, I
heartsmith.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Cause she really is. She's more than a wordsmith. She's a heartsmith.
Agreed.
Yeah. And so, if, somebody who is in that place where they're lost but they know that there's more, and they know that they're kind of living that flat life, and they want to come home to themselves, and they want to start creating and manifesting their fuck yes life, and figuring out, what does that even look like? What does that even feel like for me? What would be like the first step for somebody?
Well, the first step, you said it, they have to make the decision because you can't do it if you haven't decided. So once you decide, then,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
game on. But if you haven't decided or if you're unsure, then you're not quite ready. And that's okay. So you have to be really like in tune with yourself. And if you're ready, then you say, I'm into this. Let's go. And from that point, it does require the commitment to self to start to get a little curious about
Mhm.
who am I? So
Yeah.
the three questions that I always like to consider when I kind of dive into this work, and I borrowed them from Deepak Chopra, who, if
Mm,
anybody follows him, I mean,
of
he's
course.
been
Yes. Oh,
meditation guru, right?
he's
And I
amazing.
don't follow everything that he does, but these three questions like really
Mhm.
stand out to me. So the questions are, who am I? What do I want? And what is my purpose?
Mhm.
And these are massive questions, right? We can't just like sit down and like boom, 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 have the answers.
Yeah.
It takes some work. So it requires us to start to do the work, to do the deep dive, to ask the questions. Maybe it's creating some space in your day that's just for you. Maybe that means getting up 10 minutes early so that you can have some focused breath work or meditation or journaling so that you can start to get familiar with you. You get reacquainted with
Yeah.
you. That's where it really starts, is how do I start making these micro adjustments in my
Mhm.
life that are something that I can do consistently. I
Yeah.
like to talk about practices being simple, sustainable, and fun, because if they're not, you're not going to do them. So, how do I start to make these micro changes in my life to have simple, sustainable, and fun practices that allow me to move toward this prioritizing of myself that most likely you haven't experienced ever, or at least not in recent time? So, that's where you begin.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's where I always start with people as well. It's the power of decision. It's making
Right.
that power of decision And I want to say, Val, girl, you already live up to that word heartsmith. So you don't even have to try to live up to it.
Yes, you do.
Claudia, woo, my
Hey,
boo is
Claudia.
here. I love you. Thank you for showing up. I love it. Yeah. And Kenny says there's no snuggling with alpacas for him.
I don't know. You should try it. They're pretty darn soft. I'm just saying. And adorable. Their faces are so cute.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
They're so cute.
Don't squeeze the alpaca.
Or do. I'm just saying.
I love it. So yeah, so the power of decision, and I had that experience for myself the day I became the day that I left living the victim consciousness and I
Mhm.
stepped into the day I actually became a powerful creator in my own life is the day that I experienced what I have termed and coined the power of decision. And I define that to be it's when we choose and embody a new unshakable truth that completely changes the trajectory of our life.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and every word is chosen very carefully because I am the word I'm all about word power. Like word power is like my
Huge.
jam. Like the energy of words are so
Yeah.
powerful. And so we all that's what the show's about, activating the power within. Like we all have that power within us to step into our own power of decision for ourselves and
Right.
recreate ourselves out of any circumstance or any situation.
Right. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we have to remember that just because we've made that decision doesn't mean that it's not scary.
Mm,
And it doesn't take, I mean, it takes massive courage.
mhm.
It takes the willingness to be open to new possibilities. That's a
Yeah.
huge part of manifestation. You have
Yeah.
to be open to the possibilities. You have to be willing to surrender to a power greater than yourself, whatever that looks like, whether you call it
Yep.
God, universe, source, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
A power greater than yourself. You have to surrender. You have to know that it is not 100% you, it is you as a co creator. And you, as an energetic being, have the opportunity to live this amazing life of your dreams when you step into that. And it's a roller coaster. Like there's no predetermined path. It's
Right.
all over the place. But if you're willing to go for the ride, it's
Mhm.
really freaking fun.
Yeah. And you can steer the ride with your emotional state of being. And I think like two pieces that people miss or don't really I guess miss or struggle with when it comes to manifestation is one is the emotions, the emotional state of being, like where we're vibrating, what
Yep.
emotional frequency we're at, right?
Yep.
Because that's what is gonna that's it. That's like the key right there. And then the other piece is the releasing and the releasing the attachment, right? And just because you got to release to receive.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
you've got to embody those higher frequency, like the emotional state of being. And like we have that power every single day to decide how we feel.
Yes.
I get to decide how I feel. And when I feel myself slipping in a day, I'll stop myself and say, and I'll be in my car driving and I'll catch myself, my thoughts, and I'll feel myself. And I'm like, nope. I said, you know what? I get to decide how I feel right now. And right now I'm going to choose to feel amaze balls, or like, I'll just start, and when you start practicing that, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like it transmutes so quickly when
Right.
we take action like that with ourselves.
And
Have
here's a way
fun
that
with
I
it.
like to kind of describe it, and a takeaway that anybody watching, I would invite you to try this practice. I love the visualization and the idea of what am I an energetic match for?
Mm,
Meaning, if you want to vibrate at the frequency of love, of joy, of enthusiasm, then you have to claim that you want to be an energetic match for that thing. And so
yeah.
one of my favorite ways to do that is in my voice journaling, but you can even just wake up and set this intention. Like say it, right when you wake up first thing in the morning, when your subconscious and your conscious mind are still like pretty close together. The veil is thin between the two of them. You
Yeah.
say, I want to be an energetic match for an enthusiastic and loving day.
Yes.
And by doing that, just by making that claim, stating that
Mhm.
affirmation, stating what you want your energetic match to be, you are recalibrating your vibrations within your body, and
Yeah.
you will you will live that. You will be that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. You are just being that
Yeah.
energy, right?
Yeah. And there's something called segment intending,
Mm-hmm.
where you can map out your day in your mind. When you wake up, you can go through, and it doesn't take long. It could take 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And you can take like the main things that you know you have coming your way that day. And you just segment intend. You go through your day segment by segment. You say, oh my God, it feels so good that the drive to the grocery store went smooth. And and oh my gosh, I was so excited when, and dot, dot, dot. And you describe how you want to experience each thing that you're going to be doing that day. And
Right.
it's really, really cool.
Yeah, Abraham Hicks talks
Yes.
about segment intending.
Yeah, that's
Another
their
way
thing.
for somebody that, like, if you're not yet familiar with that and you're like, okay, that sounds cool, but I'm not quite sure how to implement that.
Yeah.
You can literally do it as you go throughout the day. So
Mhm.
for example, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to probably brush your teeth, shower, get ready for your day.
Yep.
So like Jen said, this is going to be the most easy peasy. I'm going to
Mhm.
just enjoy this easy peasy
Yep.
getting ready for my day, and it's going to go so smoothly, and all is well. And then when you get to the
For me,
next
it would
day,
be my hair. Oh my
yeah,
God, my hair, I'm going to be able to style my hair with ease and grace and
there you
flow, and
go,
it's just going
perfect.
to come out right. Like nothing's going to be sticking up when I'm done blow drying it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah.
But like you said, it's the powerful word. So if we're intentional about how we want
Yeah.
to go throughout our day, if we're really intentional about where do we want to match our energy,
Yep.
how do we want to vibrate, where do we want to be at, it's so much easier to be at that higher level of
Mhm.
vibration. And then if something happens where we do get triggered, or some external circumstance brings us down, or just our hormones bring us down, for God's
Ugh,
sake, or whatever, right?
don't
Anything
get me
happens.
started.
I know. But like something lowers our vibrations, then we can just say, you know what? I see that. I see that I'm lower
Mhm.
vibration right now, but I am choosing right in
Mhm.
this moment to bring
Yep.
it back up, because I want to have the rest of my day be easy and calm and feel good and
Mhm.
joyful. So I am
Yeah.
calling in the energetic match for joy. Boom. And
Yep.
just feel how you feel right in that moment, right? Even
Yeah.
look around. What is something that you can see right in front of you that brings you joy? I mean, right now I'm looking at you. So I say, Jen is bringing me joy, right? But
Aw.
if I was feeling kind of low right now and I wanted to cultivate that energy of joy and I claim it, and then I look around and I
Mhm.
say, I see your beautiful smile. I see this lavender by my desk. I'm looking outside. I can see trees out my window. All those things bring me joy. And
Mhm.
just by noticing those things, it
Mhm.
instantly brings up my vibrational
Yep.
energy. And now I feel more aligned
Yeah.
and more connected to self. And that's what I'm talking about when I say live your fuck yes life. It's not
Yeah.
like doing some massive grand gesture. It's what are these little things we can do throughout
Mhm.
our days?
Yeah, and it's really about being that conscious creator.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely, and really understanding that we hold the power within. Like,
Absolutely.
we have the power, and the power is very it's divine. It's that divine power that is within each of us for the co-creation piece.
Yep.
I'm
Absolutely.
not saying I'm all powerful, like, it's not ego, it's not about that. It's about coming home to that divine within us
Yes.
that we are all a part of.
Right.
That's the coming home piece, and
Yep.
recognizing that we can tap into that in any
Yes.
moment of any day, and that is why my number one power principle that I live by is my point of power is now, because I
I love
can't
that.
tap into that power if I'm not in the present moment.
Right. Right. Love
It's so
that.
important. So important. So even beginning to practice that, how can I be more present with myself?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really just these self check-ins,
Mhm.
that's how you can be more present, right? So if
Yeah.
anyone's like, that sounds good, but how do I do that? Okay, ladies, so you tell me, where do you work this voodoo magic? Just like literally check in. And it is not crazy to talk to yourself, BTW.
I was just thinking
Talk to
that.
myself. I know you were.
I was
I
just thinking I
know,
talk to myself all the time.
all the time. And out
All the
loud,
time.
by the way. Out loud. Try
Out
it.
loud. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
invite
yeah.
you. Give
Out
it a try.
loud.
It's fun. It's really fun. Just like have some conversations with
Yep.
yourself, just like you would talk to anybody. You can talk yourself into the
Yeah.
best day just by having one of these conversations.
Yeah. I caught my reflection in the mirror today, and I actually
You're
stopped and
like,
I was like,
damn, I'm looking good.
no, well, no. I mean, it was
Yes.
I don't wanna say no, but that's not what I was thinking. I just caught myself and I looked at myself and I was like, I am so freaking proud of you.
Oh,
I was like, I am so proud of you.
yeah.
And I smiled. Like I smiled back at myself.
Have I told you about the high five, the mirror high five?
Yes, I love that. The high
Can
five.
I,
Yeah.
can I share that here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you brought up the mirror, so Mel
Claudia's
Robbins,
like, oh yeah, I'm always talking out loud to myself.
I know
Yeah, you
she is.
are.
She's in our groove of talking out loud to ourselves. Mel Robbins, motivational speaker, author.
Mhm.
Everyone's probably familiar with Mel Robbins. If
Yeah.
not, look her up. If you've been hiding under a rock, I have no idea. But look at Mel Robbins. She's got like a bajillion followers. You should know who she is. She's fantastic. She wrote a new book. I should be her like PR person, by the way, because I talk about this so often. I'm her now. I'm her publicist, by the way. So Mel, since you're watching, I'm promoting you right here. You know,
Love you.
love ya. Okay. So she says, when we wake up in the morning, first thing that we do is before you do anything, like, get out of bed, before you pee, you look in the mirror. As you walk to the bathroom, you see a mirror in your bathroom, you give yourself a high five. And the reason you do that is because we are so hardwired to know that a high five is a congratulations, is you're doing a good
High
job.
vibe.
High five, man.
High five is high. I can't even say it. High five is high vibe.
Right? It
is.
is.
5 times fast.
Yeah. High five, high five, blah, blah, blah. But
No.
we're used to giving high fives to other people. But if we give a high five to ourselves in the mirror, that is some magical fit right there. And I've been doing it since I read the book. So for about 2-3 months now, 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up, I take my, my night guard. Here's the visual for everyone. My hair's in a bun, night guard out of my mouth, wander to the bathroom, look in the mirror, hair's all like
wander
crazy.
Or waddle. That looks like a waddle.
Yeah.
You're like,
it might be. I'm like stepping over pillows, trying not to trip on my ass, But
what's a tagline? Tell us, Claudia. What's a tagline? Keep going.
Then I go in the bathroom, bam, high five.
Yeah.
Then I get on my day and I'm like, I feel really good. And every time I do it, I catch myself smiling after, because like the hand goes up, the smile.
Mm-hmm.
There's no makeup on. There's no like nice hair. Things are sagging in places, whatever. High five. Awesome. It feels good.
Yeah, I love that. And I started a practice a while back because I was finding myself on like a lot of mornings, like waking up and the first thought in my mind is like, oh, I have to, whatever it was, like, oh, I have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people wake up like this.
Yep.
Because I know I did for a lot of my life. And some days I still do. And some I do. There's days that I do. And that's usually the first thing. But now I stop it. I catch myself and I'm like, nope. I'm like, and I put a smile on my face. Like my head hasn't even lifted off the pillow. I don't even know if my eyes have opened yet. And I'm like, no, I get to. And I start rolling through my head. And it always starts out with, I get to wake up today.
Oh, I love that.
And then it goes into, I get to live another day in this life. I get to be me today.
That's beautiful.
I get to show up fully for myself and for others today. And those are the initial ones that I start with. And then whatever rolls out after that rolls out. And I'm already, this is a little easy trick to raise the vibe before I've even raised my head off the pillow.
Yeah, I love that.
I have this little game I get to, and it's fun, and I feel good, and I smile, and it changes everything from I have to.
I love that. I'm going to try this. The other one that I do before I pick my head up off the pillow is I say a couple of things that I'm grateful for. I do this before I go to sleep too.
Yep.
And I say a couple of things that I'm grateful for. And before I go to sleep, I say, thank you, universe, for allowing me to release anything that no longer serves me from today. Yeah. And I release it. And then I say, I am now aligned with my most abundant timeline. And then I say that again first thing in the morning. I'm now aligned with my most abundant timeline. And it just, it's just a shift.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Hey, let's share about your cards.
Okay.
This is another way, you guys, like affirmations. You're like an affirmations queen, and affirmations are so empowering. And what a great tool to raise our vibe and our frequency. And you have created this amazing Sassy AF deck of affirmation cards that's all focused really on self-love, right? And it's really, I believe it ties so well, and it's so rooted in your whole manifesting your yes life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And and I know Claudia does. She uses these cards all the time with her staff, and I'm so grateful. And I'm throwing them all over the place here. Oh look, there's like 2 that jumped out. Hold on. They're like literally
I
just
forgot to bring mine into the studio, or I would have mine to share too.
I always have mine. And if anyone else wants to have them, you can buy them on my website,
You can.
sassyhealthy.fit. Soon coming to Amazon. I'm working on that. That's a process, but
Sassy Healthy
.fit is my website.
SassyHealthy.fit.
Yes. That's the
Really?
web.
You could do
Yeah.
.fit?
.fit, baby.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I think if
Wow.
you did the .com, I think we bought that domain too, but it's sassyhealthy.fit.
That's
But
cool.
this is what they look like on the inside. So let's pull some cards because it's fun. I'm just going to pull a couple. Let's see what we get.
All right, cool.
Okay. Here's the first one. Oh, this is very aligned with what we were talking about, Jen.
Okay.
I can laugh, cry, scream, whisper, or be silent. It's all of me.
Oh, it's all of me. I love that. It's like I get to be all the things because I am all the things.
Right? In all the ways that we are.
Yeah.
In all the ways that we are. And the way that you work with affirmations is, you look at the card, you read it, and you think, okay, how does this resonate with me right now in this moment? And how do I feel? Sometimes they feel really great. Sometimes you're like, not sure I'm feeling that right now. If I'm feeling like I'm not feeling the card right in that moment, I will ask myself, what can I do to shift my energy so that I can really embody this? And that's how I work with them.
That's cool.
Let's pull another one.
Yeah.
Let's pull another one. Okay.
Pull one for Claudia.
This is you, sister. I own every room I walk into.
Ah.
That is so you.
I love that. I own every room I walk into. I love that. I'm feeling the energy.
You got a little pose there. You did like a thing. That was cool.
I did?
You totally did.
Sweet.
That was awesome. Yeah, Vogue style.
Strike a pose?
Strike a pose, baby. Should we do one more?
Do the Zoolander's face?
Okay, let's do another one. Ooh, okay.
That movie was silly.
Any dream I want to make come true will come true.
It's true.
It is.
That is so true. Because you know what? Like, if there's a vision or a dream in your heart, it's there for a reason. And you were created with all the ability, everything inside of you to make it come true.
And the thing is, like, a lot of times we have dreams and we talk ourselves out of them. Right? Oh, that's crazy. Why would I think that? Oh my gosh, if anyone knew that I thought that, they would think I'm absolutely nuts.
Right?
How many times have you had that thought in your head? Too many, right?
Yeah.
Probably no longer, but you probably used to.
A lot. Yes. Yeah. Most of my life.
And I've had a lot of my clients say that, I haven't been able to dream. I haven't been able to show up for myself.
Yeah.
But when you have a dream, write it down. Get curious about it. What's it about? Because it's coming from somewhere. Yeah. It could be the next major thing. Can I just give an example? Are you familiar with Wordle?
No, but I love the word.
Okay. So Wordle is a
Hi, Jenny Gold.
Hi, Jenny Gold. Wordle, I'm sure people following here know about Wordle. It's become it's like a Scrabble sort of game.
Yeah.
And it's become a craze. It's all over the internet. You can't miss it. And the idea is that
I've missed it somehow.
You missed it. But now you're gonna go look. Now it's gonna show up everywhere because
I'm gonna see it everywhere.
Right? You're gonna be like Wordle.
You have to pull it into my vortex.
I only learned about it a couple weeks ago. But the idea is that you have to guess what the 5-letter word is. You get 6 tries every day. It's always 5 letters.
Oh wow.
It eliminates letters that are wrong. Whatever. Okay. It's just a fun little Scrabble game. But people are totally into it. They post their scores on Facebook and on different places.
It's like a new take of Hangman.
Kinda, yeah. So, but here's what I love about this. The guy who invented it for his girlfriend. It came out originally publicly in October, but I think it must have come out like in late summer last year in 2021. He developed it for his girlfriend for some reason. I don't even know the whole story, except then she helped him with the word list of like 2,300 5-letter words to be in this thing.
Yeah.
Initially, he just shared it with his girlfriend, his friends, and family. Then he, made it go public. It took off. Guess who bought it? The New York Times paid 7 figures for this, like over $1 million.
Wow.
For this. Yeah. I mean, talk about having an idea, a dream.
Yeah.
That he just made this game in like less than 6 months. It's picked up by the New York Times. It's now on NewYorkTimes.com. Everyone's doing Wordle. This guy just made over $1 million, $7 million. I don't know, a lot of money. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams die with you. That's the point of that story.
Yes. I watched something on this last night and I think I fell asleep.
It's really fun, by the way. My whole
Well, you
family
just
did.
got the summary right here, Jenny Gold. You heard it first right
There
here.
you go. You heard it first from Wordle. But
Live on
anyway,
Genevieve Vibes.
any dream I want to make come true will come
I
true.
love it. I love it. Yeah. And so many of us spend so much energy like dimming our light, We dim our
Let's
light,
not
and
do
dimming our
that.
light dims our dreams.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
everyone here just commit to like shining your bright light because we need your bright light,
Yeah.
right? I need it.
Absolutely.
You need it. We all need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. So let's before we close things up, let's talk about your book. You're like now officially a best-selling author. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I wish I had a
Yeah.
hard copy. I kind of slacked in getting my author copy, so I don't actually have it, but I can tell you about it.
Absolutely. I would love for you to share about it because I know that we had talked about it when you were, going through the process, and I was so
Yeah.
excited for you, and I'm so proud of you for
Thank you.
coming out the other
Yeah, so
side and having this experience, and you're out there and you're a best-selling published author, and it's really exciting.
thank you.
This
Well,
is
I'm very
co-creation.
proud. I'm very proud of myself, and I highly recommend everybody get this book. It's called Feisty, Feisty,
Perfect
Feisty.
title.
Right? It's a collaboration. So there are 19 authors, 19 chapters of women sharing their stories of how they are feisty, how they are showing up, defying expectations, breaking rules, how they are making an impact in this world by expressing themselves unapologetically.
Mm.
I know my own story and
That
my
doesn't have your name written all over it. I don't know
I
what does.
this is why I couldn't turn down this opportunity,
Right.
right?
I know.
And
I know.
it was an incredible experience to go through it. It was very humbling.
Mhm.
I mean, Jen knows this story, and I'll tell the
Yep.
short version, which is I thought when I was asked to do it with a short deadline, no problem. I can totally write a 3,000 word chapter, boom, like that. It kicked my ass. It took me 4 drafts.
Yeah.
Yes, I know my story, but writing a chapter for a book is a whole other
It's
animal.
hard.
It's really hard. Thank you,
Yes.
Claudia. Thank you, Jenny. The book is fantastic. I hadn't read it until I'd only read my chapter, right? And of
Yeah.
course, I've lived my chapter, but then I read it and I was really proud of how my chapter came out. So 4 drafts, really proud of how it came out. It was very vulnerable. I share a lot of things about my life that I have never previously before shared.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to share that. Like I realized it wasn't really hard for me to like submit it, but then afterward, when people started reading it and they
Yeah.
asked me questions, I was like, ooh, this is hard. But what I will say is I also had people reach out to me and say, thank you for sharing your story. You're
Mhm.
giving me courage to tell you that I have had similar experiences. I
Yeah.
am in therapy. I am healing. I am going through what you've gone through. And I'm so appreciative that you are putting your voice out there publicly so that I can feel confident and not feel the shame and the
Yeah.
embarrassment and the pain that I've been feeling by living my own story.
Yeah.
And when I read the entire compilation,
Yeah.
the book is absolutely beautiful. These women share such heart wrenching, but also empowering,
Mhm.
beautiful, loving, exhilarating stories. And I'm just honored to be part of this collaboration. So I
Amazing.
recommend it. I think the Kindle version is still 99 cents. I mean, what
Perfect.
a deal on Amazon. And I think the
Steal.
paperback is like $10 or 13. It's pretty inexpensive,
Yeah,
but I
absolutely.
recommend it. Feisty.
Thirsty.
I'm very proud that I'm a part of it. And
I
thank you.
love it. I
Thank
love
you.
it. Yeah, I knew exactly. Like, there's no way you could turn this down. When you were telling me about it, I was like, oh no, this is like Hallie all over it.
So now I'm going to write my own book,
Absolutely. Yeah, you are. Fuck
right?
yeah.
I'm just waiting for Hay House to make me my official offer. So I'm putting that out there.
They already have energetically.
I know, energetically. I'm just waiting for Reed Tracy to like actually send me the email because just the timing it's all, the universe has its own timing, so it's all good.
It's all divine timing, my
It's all good,
friend.
but I see it all. I see the book tour. I see
Mhm.
the whole biz. I see it. I see the writing.
Absolutely.
I see the cover. I have a title. It's on.
I love
It's
it.
happening. It just, so stay tuned. It's
I
happening.
love it. I love it, love it, love it. So now we know what's next for you.
Right. Yeah. I
So
mean, it was
excited.
funny. That definitely opened this beautiful can of like, yeah, I'm ready for this. Fuck yes, this is on.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's really what it's about, I think, is, just feeling that aliveness. There's such a joy and a peace and a harmony when we can step into our authentic self and embody that aliveness, because that's
Yeah.
where the aliveness, that's the only way I know how to experience that higher level of consciousness and
Yeah.
aliveness.
Exactly.
is when I'm coming home to myself and being true to myself and knowing who I am and making no apologies for it. And I recently heard something that really, really moved me. It was like, I don't know, last fall maybe. And they said that the moment you give yourself permission to not be for everyone is the moment that you're free.
I love
And
that.
that just landed in me so deeply. And I was like, because I spent years worrying and holding back and worrying what other people are going to think and being judged.
Yep.
That was a huge visibility thing for me.
Yeah.
In addition to not feeling safe, putting myself out there. So to be seen, be heard, and be you unapologetically and setting yourself free by understanding that the moment that you decide to allow yourself to
Yes.
not be for everybody is the
I love
moment
that.
that you set yourself free.
Oh, I love that. That's
Isn't
so
that
good.
amazing?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that right there is like, that to me is like living my fuck yes life.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
writing about that actually a lot in my journal lately, like that
Yeah.
very same sentiment, not exactly those words, but that same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's cool.
incredible to when we can step into this and really experience it. And once we do, then we can shine that out, ripple that out, and then it gives other people permission to
Yeah,
do the same for themselves.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that.
Beautiful. I'm so full of love right now. I
Me
always feel that
too.
way after we spend time together. I'm like, oh, I
It's
know.
our like Leo energy
It
too.
is. And Manny Jens, Leo Manny
Yeah.
Jens.
I'm
Yeah.
actually manifester,
Oh, okay.
but it's kind of in the same vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just am like the creator. You get to actually generate it out. I just create it. And then I'm like, y'all do your thing.
Yeah. And as a Manny Gen, I get to kind of, well, the manifestor piece, we get to sit back and
Right.
let stuff come in for us.
Right. And
And
then you
that's,
get to disseminate it.
yeah. And
Which is
that's
why
why
it's perfect that you are the
really,
host of this show and I am the guest.
there you
Absolutely
go.
perfect.
Yeah. And why like understanding, I forgot what I was going to say. Like, it's why like, I lost my track, whatever. Doesn't matter. Whoop, it's
I'll come
gone.
back. Oof.
It's all good. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool to experience when I got a better understanding of my energetic blueprint, you know, and we all have an energetic blueprint. And when we can really understand and start looking at the energy piece of everything and the energy within ourselves, that's really when we can start understanding and experiencing our own level of heart, like version of harmony within. Because you and I had talked a while back. Maybe we'll wrap things up on this, like harmony versus balance, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like healing, like life and healing is not linear. Neither one is linear. They're both cyclical, right? And it's an ebb and a flow.
Yeah.
And that's the same with the manifestation process because not nobody's perfect and nothing is perfect. So it's all about embracing the joy and the fun and the highs and lows and the ebbs and the flows and how can we you know instill like curiosity through the process, instead of the judgment and the frustration, right? And
Right.
be playful instead of being fearful, and like all
Exactly.
these words that we can choose to replace with others to embody a whole different energy. Like the energy of being playful versus fearful is like night and day,
Right.
right? Being
Absolutely. Yeah.
curious, energy of curiosity versus judgment, huge difference.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and so the whole idea of, you know, balance, you know, it kind of feels like the straight line and like it's like this or that, you know, it's like way over here or way over there and where's the center? Where
But
do we
it's
get to the
really
middle?
this. Yeah.
Right. Where meantime, like it's I've just learned that the older I've gotten, I'm realizing more and more it's really about the dance. It's about that ebb and
Mm,
flow and the harmony of all these moving parts and pieces, and all of them are valid and all of them get their fair play.
right. Which is why
And
this 222 portal about divine harmony
yeah,
is so beautiful.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, and being curious. Yeah, curiosity.
It's so important.
It's
Being
fun.
curious without judgment. It's
Yeah,
totally fun. Oh
yes.
yeah.
And, you know, getting curious, that's like even like when we do our own inventory on ourselves, and it's not about beating ourselves up. It's about getting curious.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Like, so when the trigger hits, it's not showing up to stop us and block us and hold us back and make us feel bad. And it's showing up when something is showing up, it's showing up to be healed.
Yep.
It's showing up to transform and transmute into something greater, into something more peaceful, it's to transmute. It's not showing up to, and I lived that cycle for so long, so many decades, like just, the victim and being triggered and taking things personally and like all those things. Right. And when we can start recognizing like, no, like, okay, oh, here's this old thing again. I've done so much work around this. It's here, and then I start judging it. Oh, what's wrong with me? It's here again. I just want to be done with this. Like the energy of that is, like, this is where the curiosity comes into play and understanding like, okay, this is showing up again. Now that's interesting. Like what was just going on? Like, why is this here? What are you trying to teach me?
Right.
These are teachable moments. And this is all part of the healing journey and being a co-creator and living consciously.
Yep. Exactly.
That's why I'm talking about it. Yeah.
I love it. And I love when you talk about it because you say it so beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
Oh, it's near and dear to my heart. It's been my lived experience.
I know. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. I've lived both sides of the coin. I know both sides very well.
Hey, that's life, right?
Not living it very well, living it very low versus living it more like, what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But, we all have that powerful creator within. We have the divine power within to recreate ourselves and activate that power within so that we can leave the old story behind. We can leave the old identity behind. Because you know what? You don't have to continue to identify with the story that's keeping you stuck.
That's so powerful there.
Yeah. And my story is over. The old story is dead and it's done. And that story sums up to pain, lack, and struggle. That was the story I lived. Pain, lack, and struggle. And guess what?
More.
It's gone.
Gone. Good.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And each one of us can have that experience. So if you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, if you're lacking meaning in your life, if you're struggling, that's the hope. And it starts with making that power of decision to say, you know what, I'm done. This mess and taking radical responsibility for the mess.
Love it.
That's a huge piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And then you can be well on your way to living a fuck yes life.
Boom. That was it.
Yep.
Perfect.
And we're done.
Radical responsibility, fuck yes life.
Yep.
That's
it. Yeah, absolutely.
High five, high five.
I know. High five. Ready? Oh, yes. Lisa says she loves the cards.
I know she does. She's so sweet.
Well, Hallie, this has just been wonderful. Thank you so much you are a repeat. This is your second time on my show.
Again. It was an honor.
I know. We had so much fun last year when my show originally launched, and it was really cool to have you back and bring a whole different topic and conversation. It's wonderful to see. I'm so proud of you and to see all of your own growth. And I've been, watching and been a part of it in my own way, in terms of being there and supporting and cheering you on and witnessing. I witness you. I want to witness all your success and your joy.
I appreciate that.
And you deserve all of it. And you're well on your way to manifesting whatever the hell you want to manifest.
It's already mine and it's already yours.
Absolutely. And I get it. I finally get it. Like I finally get it. 2022 is my word this year is emerge.
I love that.
So I'm so excited for everything that is meant to emerge from me and for me this year.
And it's all coming.
Yeah. We love you too, Claudia. Thank you for being here. And thank you
everyone for watching.
For supporting and loving and engaging. So Hallie, thank you so much. You know how much I love you, my fellow Leo and manifestie.
I'm manifesting that we get to do this in person sometime soon. The beach is calling you.
Yes. Well, when we get those xxoconnect.com, our retreats, I'm telling you, it's going to be off the hook.
Magic.
Oh my God. When we bring all of us together, it's going to be incredible. Incrediballs. That's my other new word. Incrediballs.
I love it.
Incrediballs. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for being here. And I'm really having fun doing this each week and showing up and just creating magic and really, really bringing hope and showing people what's possible.
Beautiful. You're
Yeah.
doing good work.
Well, thank you, my love. All right.
All right. Well,
Take care, everybody.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Take care, my West Coaster, or best
Yeah.
coaster, as Krista says. I'm the East Coast, you're the best coast.
There you go.
That's what I hear.
All right. Have a good night. Love you.